All good.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of the Prop Tech Genius Show. And the genius that's in the hot seat today is Eugene Bisovka. Hi, Eugene. How are you?
Hello. Hello, Emmy. Very good.
Yeah, and he is joining us today from Barcelona, Spain. And he was like, yeah, I've been on like 100 meetings today. So, you're going to get what you get. No, I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Well, thank you for joining us. I've known Eugene, gosh, it seems like years now. Seems like years, but it's not been years. I mean, we just started, but you've been such an active member in the council. It's really super cool. And you have such a super cool story. So I can't wait
Thank you,
to
thank you, thank you.
everybody else to hear it. So it's awesome. Well, I will shut up and I will let you tell everybody who you are, what you do, and how you got into prop tech. So take it
Yeah.
away.
Thanks for having me, Emmy.
Mhm.
Yeah, my name is Eugene. I'm 28. So I started my career when I was 17. Yeah, I was 17.
You're 12.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Actually,
Child
my first
prodigy.
job. Oh, yeah, okay. My first job when I was 15. I was
15.
assistant,
Okay.
yes, of head of accounting.
What? When you were 15, you were the
15,
head of
exactly.
accounting.
No, no,
You're
no, no,
like
no. Assistant. I was assisting her.
there you were
Yeah.
assisting her. Okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I
I
was
was
like, you're
doing
like,
all the dirty job.
oh, all the data entry stuff. But still at 15 to understand
Exactly.
accounting is like a big deal.
Yeah.
That's
Actually, it was
awesome.
very helpful. It was very helpful.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you
And
if you
yeah.
ask Warren Buffett, I saw this the other day. Warren Buffett says if you need it, the one thing you must understand before you get into business is accounting. Like you
Oh,
have to
yeah.
understand this
Makes
language.
sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
for sure.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, for sure. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's super.
Yeah.
15
It
years
was
old.
helpful. I
Yeah.
haven't remembered this fact for a while, actually.
Yeah.
You told 12, and I was like, actually, when was the first time? Yeah, but anyway, so um, I was born in Moscow, raised in Moscow, and I started my career in a real estate agency, actually as a marketing intern.
Mm.
And I was confused, honestly, by everything I saw with this company. Like, um, did those guys
Yeah.
actually don't use CRM system or something?
Yeah, I know, right?
They had physical notepads, yeah, and I was like, wow. Um,
Wow.
and I quickly became head of marketing because I was like, guys, we can do this and this and this, and then realized that real estate in Russia back then was just in different century. So I decided just to launch my own company.
Mm.
Um, I called my co-founder Razmik, and we started this company. We were so scared to start selling houses, so we started renting them out. And at some point, we're like, man, it just doesn't make sense. We spend similar like amount of time just getting like
Yeah.
way lower commission. Let's just start selling them. So yeah, in
Wait, how old
20,
was Resmick? Was he like 12? Like how old's he? How was your co-founder?
he is one and a half year younger than me. So
Oh, so you were 17, so
he
he
was
was
like
16?
no. Uh, I start I s- we started in a different company. It was a marketing agency.
Oh,
When we
oh,
started
okay,
when we started
okay.
working in a real estate agency, we were like Rosing was 18, I was
Oh,
20
sold.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, now it's clear. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
that's awesome. Oh,
So,
cool.
yeah, I became head of marketing, and we decided to launch our own company.
Hmm.
It was called Enso. It was a tech-enabled real estate brokerage. We had two ideas, like general ideas, why we should win the competition in this market. So the first one was we decided to try to digitize home buying experience as much as possible. And in comparison to all these like modern prop tech players that you have in the US, like Compass and others, we decided that we're gonna keep the business model as is, like same commissions, everything is the same, which is gonna be more efficient using tech. Very
Okay.
simple idea.
Yeah.
Because back then I heard a lot of pitches of like guys coming to like real estate, and like, hey, we can cut commissions. We're gonna have high volume. I'm like, no, 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 no. We're gonna have the same
Yeah.
commission. I'm fine. I'm fine with full commission. I'll be more efficient.
Yeah.
So, and part of this idea was to build an app. It was a web app, which is like a Tinder, which is in a home. You have a new
Oh.
home buyer approaching, and you're just asking like certain questions, like what is your budget, amount of bedrooms you need, and etc. You collect
Mhm.
those responses, you put it in a CRM system, and then our app automatically generated those like selection of best listings in the market, and customers can like, dislike, book through
Ah,
online. Yeah, so we
interesting.
digitize this like customers experience on the one hand,
Mhm.
and on the other hand, we it became so clear to us as managers what's happening inside of the deal, inside of the transaction. Because typically,
Mm,
it's like private messages with like
mm.
different like links and everything, and you don't
Right.
actually know what's happening. While we had like we controlled the value creation chain here.
Mm.
And the second idea we had, which was very new to the market back then, we decided to start doing a lot of digital marketing, digital ads, and we were treating this process more like mass. What is cost per lead? What is cost per tour? What is cost per negotiation and cost per deal we need to hit? What are the conversion rates we need to hit? That's it.
Mm.
Pure math,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was very different because my ex-boss, he was like, um, these ads sucks. Like, why? Like, they have numbers or something like to prove the statement or what? And no, like it
Mm.
sucks. Okay.
Mm.
And this is how things were typically done in Russia in agency and in brokerage business. So with those two ideas that we implemented in our own company, we started growing hella fast. In a few
Mm.
years, um, with almost zero investment, we hit $100 million in transactions per year. We were growing super fast, and we were two like
Did
broke
you wait? Did
students
you
like two
go
years
back
ago.
to the guy? Did you go back? Go, no, 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 I told you. Did you do that when you went back to him?
Uh, you know what happened?
Huh.
5 years later, he invited me to a real estate party, and he welcomed me like,
Mm.
here comes Steve Jobs of our market. And
Oh, look at
he's like,
that.
yeah, yeah, he showed his respect and everything, and
Okay.
I was happy about it. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
thank you. And
Yeah. That's awesome.
one guy came to me who like, do you know this company called Enso? So, do you know where can I find the founder? And I was wearing like a H&M hoodie, and he was thinking I'm a photographer. I was like, yeah, yeah, bro, I'm a founder of this company. And he was like, no way. And he was wearing this suit and everything. I was
Oh
like, yeah, it's me.
yeah. Yes, that's me, man.
It's odd. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
but so that we were one step away from start developing real estate.
Mhm.
We were like
Mhm.
one step because we knew what to build, what
Mhm.
customers wanted, right?
Mhm.
Because we were number one real estate brokerage across multiple residential developers. So we knew
Mhm.
what to build, where to build, what price and everything.
Oh, we had
And
all
we had a
the
huge
inside
customer
track.
base. Yeah. And at the same time, we were 25 years old. And I had this conversation with Rosmik, like, man, I think if we start building, we'll never leave this country. Like we'll be,
No.
yeah,
Mm.
it's gonna be forever because we're
Yes.
gonna start build and we're gonna build one like set of houses and another and like
Mhm.
um so we made a very unlogical decision. All of my friends didn't support this decision. We just sold the company. Like,
Mm.
no, we're gonna
Okay.
start building startups. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
With I didn't have I mean I had an idea of how to build a business, but I never built a startup because startup is different, right? You need to raise capital, you need to grow super fast. It's absolutely different trajectory. but like it
Wait,
was
time out. What do you think you just did? You had a startup that you just raised and sold. Like that was a startup, right? You think it's something
I
different?
mean, I mean, I mean, yeah, I think it's different because we almost didn't raise any capital. Okay, total capital that was raised for Enso was $50,000
Well, yeah,
total.
I know. Yeah, I know. So
Yeah.
just
But
if
okay,
you bootstrap a company or you raise capital, I don't think it matters how you finance it. If you
maybe,
go,
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. But we
I
have
had some
different,
experience. Okay.
but I guess because you hadn't raised capital yet, right? Or you didn't feel like you were there, I guess. I don't know. It's
Yeah, and
interesting.
also I didn't have any experience of entering new markets because obviously,
Okay.
yeah, we wanted because venture scene in Russia back then it was 2021. Venture scene in Russia was extremely small, and it just didn't make sense to do it
Mm,
internally. And
hmm
we we had those ambitions since we
Yeah,
met that
yeah.
we wanted to go global.
hmm
And that's why in 2021, we left Russia and we started looking for the right idea to found a startup, which is an absolutely different space from real estate. Okay.
Yeah. I
I'll
wait,
tell you.
how did you end up, okay, so you didn't tell anybody, but I know. How did you end up in Canada? Because it's cold like Russia? Like, I mean, why'd you go like, why Canada?
Yeah. It was just a huge Google spreadsheet. It was called choosing a country, literally. This is the name, choosing a country.
Oh,
And we had like
oh
a
boy.
huge list of parameters like GDP, GDP per
Okay.
capita, like population
Okay.
density. It was a huge spreadsheet. For one specific business model,
Mm,
out of all business models that were back then, again, one step back,
yeah.
our method how to choose the right business model was let's just choose something that's extremely in demand across like venture capitalists around the world, which
hmm
now I believe was a stupid way to approach this. Like you should do
hmm
something you believe in rather than like,
Yeah.
oh,
What
investors
everybody
believe
else
in it.
believes
Yeah,
in.
I'm gonna build it. Okay, whatever. It's a bad way to choose a
Yeah.
business model. Um, and the thing is, there was a huge amount of startups in
Mhm.
quick commerce
Yeah.
business model, which is,
hmm
hey, instead of us delivering from like existing grocery stores, we're gonna have our own inventory in our own warehouse. We're gonna have our own writers, so we're gonna control the whole value creation chain. And instead of like many hours, it will be 50 minutes delivery, or like
Oh.
25, 30 minutes delivery, like super fast with high accuracy, high picking accuracy, because we
Mm.
have the stock. We know that we don't have, um, let's say like Coke Zero in the stock right now. So you don't face those cases as you face in
hmm
DoorDash when you order something like, hey, sorry, we don't have this and this and this. Sorry, like it won't be breakfast, it will be just tomatoes instead of like everything you ordered. Yeah, and in Russia
Yeah.
specifically, this business model captured 60% of e-grocery market in 3 years. Imagine
Wow.
that. New business
I
model
know.
capturing 60% of the market in 3 years
That's
from nothing.
crazy.
It
Wow.
was incredible growth. Every retailer in Russia started building their own quick commerce like departments. Be like, hey, those guys, new startups, just like capturing the whole market. What's up? So we had this idea that something similar going to happen in other countries.
Mhm.
Didn't happen, by the way. Now we know it. But and back then,
Yeah.
everybody. That's why companies like Gorillas, Flink, Joker, they
hmm
raised billions of dollars. So everybody
Mm.
was, and we had a slight advantage because we had those incredible people working for these startups for the last 3 years. So we had
hmm
talent pool that that knew how
Oh
to
yeah.
build this business model.
Right.
in every aspect, like, warehouses, operations, like
Mm.
category management, stock management, all this stuff. So we combine those two things, like, okay, Canada, based on our research, the best country, and quick commerce is the best business model. Perfect. We're launching a quick commerce app in Canada.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
none of us had been in Canada before. Yeah, so it was
Okay.
challenging to pitch,
Yeah.
because when I started pitching, like, hey, me and Razmik,
Are the
we're
best.
I'm 25 and Razmik 23. We are launching a quick commerce app in Vancouver. Everybody like,
What?
do you know where is Canada? Have you been to Canada? Are you in Canada? Have you ever done retail or like
Mm,
groceries or something in your
mhm.
life? Like, no, no, no. We were selling houses. You know, perception was like, uh,
Who the hell are you?
yeah. I mean, like, sounds very, very promising, but I think I'll skip. I'll pass. You know, and it was literally like one after another. Like
Yeah.
every call I had was like hard no.
Yeah.
So it was July. So when we started, when we started to think about it was in May, and I had this conversation in May, in June, and by July we had like zero positive decisions. So we decided like, oh, yeah, we had this conversation with Rosmik. I told him, I don't want to wait anymore. Let's
Mm.
just do it. Do you believe in it? He's like, yeah, I believe in it. And I believe in it as well. And
All
everybody
right.
back then had this idea of like seizing opportunity, like that this is a window of opportunities that we need to capture. Otherwise,
You're never
that's
gonna
it.
get it. Yeah, I
You're
know.
never gonna get it.
You do,
So
but you feel that. Like you feel urgency that somebody's gonna come up and steal your thunder, right? Or whatever.
exactly,
Right.
which
Yeah.
is was absolutely wrong idea.
I
Like
know.
it's
Yes,
always
I know.
misleading. This feeling is so misleading. So we decided to sell our cars, sell our shares, and
Wow.
just
Okay.
open this company out of our own pocket.
Mm.
It was a very, very like, um what's the right word to describe it? So I can tell it, and while we are being recorded, it is like, wow. It was a crazy decision. Yeah, crazy.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and I mean, because for this business model in general to build it out, you need at least $100 million. So it's like, you're like, oh, okay. Uh, oh, we can we can hire five people with our own money. So that's what it did. So 5th of July, we incorporated a company, and the thing is, as a Russian, it took it it takes you at least 8 months to get a Canadian visa.
Oh, wow. That's
Exactly.
crazy. Yeah, that was not on
Exactly.
the spreadsheet, apparently.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We discovered it later when
The
we already founded
long
the company.
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
It didn't make it on the
Yeah.
spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my
now
gosh.
for our new company, we included this in the list.
Mhm. Good idea. You learned. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
good.
So what happened later? Um, we we start asking all of our friends, like, hey, do you have any friends in Vancouver? And we're like, where in Vancouver? Why? Uh, just a second, I'll open the door. I'm super sorry. Just a second.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Very good.
Yeah, so we started asking all of our friends, do you have anybody in Vancouver by any chance? And one guy, our friend, you know what he did? He just
Hmm.
stood up on a chair in a huge office and like, if you have anyone in Vancouver, please come to me. And one girl uh, just told him, hey, I have a friend. His name is Paul. Uh, he's Canadian. He knows Russian though, because he was born in Russia. He lives in Vancouver. His experience is business developer for these huge corporations. He's like his role was to launch launch new countries for those corporations, and
Hmm.
he's looking for a job right now.
Oh, shut up. Oh my
And
gosh.
he is in 1 week vacation in Moscow.
Oh, shut up.
When we met, when we met, me and Rosmik, we were literally sitting like this with this idea. We're gonna say yes to anything he says. And we're like, yeah, yes, Paul. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Paul. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And we're like, we have this idea, Paul. Um, do you think you can help us? What would be the compensation? He's like, this sum. And probably he didn't expect us to say like, yeah, yeah, of course, let's go. And you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we are ready to start. And he was so confused because he was expecting us to start, like bargaining or
Negotiating.
something,
Yeah, yeah.
negotiating. And he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Can you start today? So Paul went back to Vancouver and became our eyes
Ah, that's
on
awesome.
yeah, in Vancouver. So, and we started hiring senior management of this company that was a market leader in Russia. And my pitch was very simple, like, hey guys, it's gonna be awesome. Like, what do you do? What are your goals right now? Like, increase this metric by 1% in the next 3 months. You're gonna
Hmm.
launch same company at huge scale in Canada
Hmm.
remotely. It's gonna be like the wildest like journey of your life. And everyone was like, let's fucking go. Let's go. And we started hiring them like one by one.
Oh,
So
that's
we had this
awesome.
like A-player team of people that worked for this company that knew everything. They knew
Hmm.
literally every little detail about this business. They knew
That's
like
awesome.
the shelf must be this
This.
with yeah, exact, and not this, because we tried it on these three warehouses. It was super bad. We need exact this size, you know. While other companies were like, "Where are we? What are we doing?" And we knew like every parameter of
Everything.
everything.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
And we started, and here comes my like investment playbook, like that I started building while we were building the company. I started sending weekly updates to my
Yep.
investors, covering like everything that we do. And it was impressive because on 5th of July, we incorporated a company. And on
Hmm.
5th, on 1st of August, we made our first delivery. And I was
That is
like,
impressive. That is super
because
impressive.
every investor I talk to, they're like, it takes 6 months to launch
Hmm.
something in Canada. It's
Yeah.
impossible to do it like faster. Like, hey, weekly update number one. We did it in in 25 days. We had a working website, mobile website, desktop website.
Yeah.
We had like Stripe, stock, everything.
Hmm.
And I mean, it required some magic, of course.
Hmm.
I think I told you, right? We just opened
Yeah.
Google Maps, start searching for local grocery stores, and we just approached
Yeah.
one guy like, "Hey, can we deliver stuff from your store?" He's like, "I don't care. You just pay and you do whatever you want." So with 11-hour difference, we started like hiring people from Indeed, And like,
Yeah.
so 1 week later, this guy welcomed store manager, picker, delivery guy, and Paul. Like, hey, I'm gonna work out from your store. Yeah, and they start delivering. So, and so this is my like first insight. Like those weekly updates worked amazingly well because
Mm-hmm.
it's investors start changing their mind because they're like,
Who are these people?
25 days ago, yeah,
Yeah.
he had nothing, and now he had the full team. They're running, they're delivering, they're doing deliveries. Like, yeah, let's have another chat. I guess maybe I was wrong. So that's what started happening. And my second, I think, best decision was to. I quickly realized that I don't have expertise in raising capital, so
Mm-hmm.
I decided to find a mentor, right mentor for me.
Yeah.
And I knew Oscar. So I knew a guy. His name is Oscar Hartman. He raised more than $1 billion for his startups. And I remember that he was mentoring me back in 2017 when we launched this brokerage. Because
Yeah.
uh, back then he told me, Eugene, you're going to end up in 5 years, you're going to end up with $3-4 million in revenue, and you will be bored. You will have zero idea why you're doing it. Like, try to create something big because it requires same amount of minutes and hours to
Energy.
build
Yeah.
something. And exactly.
Yeah.
So I wrote him an email. Hey, Oscar, you were right. We are doing $3-4 million in revenue. We're extremely bored. It doesn't make any sense. We can't scale it because market is super small. We want to, and now we have a new
Yeah.
idea. So, and Oscar, as a result, joined. So we made this very good deal with him. I
Mm-hmm.
offered him. He like, no, no, I'm not going to invest under the same terms as everybody else.
Oh, of
And at the
course
same
not.
time, of course, I didn't want to give him the better terms, like immediately, because
Yeah.
it would show like a very weak position. So like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll give you better terms, but you have to become my co-founder and teach me how
Oh,
to raise
that
capital.
there you go. That's awesome.
And another part of the deal, which is a small detail, but I think it's interesting. I also invested, so I told him I'll give you the same terms as myself. I mean, probably you don't expect to get better terms than the founder, right?
No, no, never.
Exactly. So deal. So he became our co-founder,
That's
and
awesome.
oh, the fact that it had such a huge impact on how we built this company because he brought this energy, like this. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
oh, he invested in 5 similar companies around the world
Mm-hmm.
with same model, and he was always telling us toxic relationship, but it was helpful. He was like, guys, you're the slowest. I mean, I think even turtle is faster than you guys. And
Was it his motivation strategy or was he just
yeah,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah, yeah. Oh,
exactly. You
okay,
know what
okay, okay.
happened? You know what
Mm,
happened?
mm.
Actually, we were the fastest team he
Of
ever saw,
course
he
you,
ever
of
seen.
course. He was never
Yeah,
gonna let you know that though. He wanted to see
exactly,
what y'all could
exactly.
do. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
because afterwards, I found out that everybody else was like 2-3 months
Yeah.
before us and not ahead. Like, and he was keep on saying that. So we're like, faster, faster, faster. We need to go faster. And it resulted in us growing to 500,000 in revenue in 6 months, basically
Yeah, which is
per
insane.
month.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we
It's super insane.
half a
Especially
mil
when
per
you
month.
started your company and 3 weeks later you made your first delivery and then 6 months later you're at 500,000. Like that's like super fast. It's so
Yeah,
fast.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. True, 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 true. And um, I raised $10.5 million of capital in like 8 months. Yeah, eight
Mm,
months from zero.
yeah. Yeah.
And
And so
I
was
think
Oscar, were you raising it or was he raising it?
I was raising it.
You were
We
raising it. He was just
tried
teaching you how to do it,
teach
right?
exactly. We tried to pitch together for the first maybe like 5 meetings or something, and
Mm-hmm.
we had this weird feeling. Everybody on the call had this weird feeling of like, is he his kid or something? Like, why does he bring a kid on the
Oh,
call?
yeah, yeah. And it's
Because it
those
was
funny, it's true. Those dynamics are crazy. And that'll totally screw
yeah,
up at people and they don't even listen to you because they've got all these conversations in their head and then it doesn't work, right? No, it's
exactly.
awesome.
That's why.
Yeah.
But it was helpful. It was helpful though because I I I had a chance to see how Oscar pitched it, right? Because
Hmm.
my pitch was very different, because
Hmm.
I was coming from, like this old school
Right.
business, old school like industry where you
Hmm.
have to be very, like conservative, to choose your words very wisely, and
Yeah.
Oscar was
Yeah.
like, hey, we're gonna come and conquer Canada, we're gonna do this and this and this. I was like, whoa, I need to follow this energy. So I started coping
Interesting.
him, and it worked super well because
Yeah.
my energy was very different. I was like, yeah, I'm not sure. Like we'll try to open like first hub and we'll see how it goes. And Oscar like, we're gonna open like 300 stores in the next 2 years. Let's go. And I was like, wow. Yeah, because
Oh my God.
I had different like
Well, when you come
experience.
from real estate, I have the same thing because when you come for real estate, you have to be very, very careful about the words you choose. I mean, because I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
Moscow has
Mm-hmm.
fair housing laws like the US does, but like I came from private equity and where, you had to be, you could only use certain words, you had certain rules you could follow. So you had to live within these parameters all the time. But yeah, you're right. You get into startup land and it's like the wild, wild west. You say whatever the hell you want
Exactly.
to say. It doesn't
Exactly.
matter. And it does. It takes you a while to kind of go, oh, yeah, okay, all right. I guess I can say that because technically we will. I mean, I'm always gauging, like, I don't want to lie. I want to make sure I'm telling something, correct. But yeah, no, no, I'm with
Yeah,
you. That's
exactly. You
so
feel me.
funny.
You feel me.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I
Yeah.
do for sure.
Yeah, it is. So, and I decided to make like an upgrade to Oscar fundraising strategy. If you want me
Mm.
to cover that part.
Yeah, yeah, go for
Um,
it. Yeah, it's awesome.
so I was thinking basically raising capital is so similar to selling houses that
Mm.
I was thinking about it. I was like, wait, so in my sales team, in my sales process, in my brokerage, I generate I generated home buyers, right? So I had a
Right,
funnel of new
right.
leads.
Mm-hmm.
I need to talk to them to understand what they need, to give them what they need, and invite them to for a tour.
Mm-hmm.
So then we have a meeting, and after this meeting, probably have multiple other meetings if they like to
Mm-hmm.
work with me, and then we go to negotiation phase, and then to the deal.
Right.
How is it different from closing
It's
a
it,
like
it's
it's
not. It's a
same. You
sales, it's
have
a sales cycle. Like everything else is a sales cycle.
exactly. You have
Right.
leads. You talk to them. You have first Zoom calls and second Zoom call, and then you probably closing a deal and not closing a deal.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to set up basically sales team to raise capital,
Mm.
which was a
Okay.
very like nobody did it, at least from um from from my perspective back then. I talked to multiple
Mm-hmm.
people in the industry. And they're like, no, 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 no. It doesn't work. It doesn't work like this, Eugene. And I was like, yeah, I'll figure it out.
You
So
should
I
go.
hired
Did
business.
you not know I'm the Steve Jobs of real estate in Russia? Like, come on. I can do anything. I'm Steve Jobs. That's what I
Oh.
would have done. I was like, no, 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 no. Don't tell me no.
And I decided I was thinking like this, right? And that's why I tried my approach. And my approach was, so I set up the whole like sales process. We had a CRM system, and for every investor we had a deal in the CRM system, and we had certain policies. So we have to have a task for every investor to push the deal down the sales cycle, down the sales
Mm-hmm.
funnel. And I had business developers creating like letters. And I was more of a guy joining the calls, and the and all like back office for fundraising was done
Mm-hmm.
by my sales team, which was
Okay.
amazing because, you know, as a founder, when you try to do it on your own, you end up like in Gmail in like 2 in the night.
It
And like
sucks. I know. It's horrible. I'm in the
it's
middle of my
draining.
race. Yeah, it is
It's
draining. Yeah.
draining. It's
Yeah.
draining. Yeah. And it worked so well that everybody was like, Eugene, why are you always on point? Like always on time. Memo of the call, like 5 minutes after the call. Like, how is it possible? And like, that's founder job.
Mm-hmm.
I do what I have to do, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like, wow.
exactly.
So it worked amazingly well. So I combined Oscar experience of how to close a deal
Mm-hmm.
with my like system of
The sales
systematic
part.
approach. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. To do like all
So
the
where did you
back
find
office.
those? Where did you find those people? Were they like virtual assistants, or where did you find the people for the sales part?
So their experience, their ex experience was mainly in international sales
Mm-hmm.
because they know how to write a proper email, how to
Right.
do proper follow up. They're in most cases, if they were performing good, they can be very efficient, you know, like writing
Mm-hmm.
dozens of emails per day.
Yeah. Were you in Russia at this time, or were you in Canada at this time?
Um, I think I was most likely I was in the US because I
You were in
didn't
the
have
US.
a Canadian visa. I was like, okay,
Oh.
it, I'll go to the US. And the thing is, there those countries are so close that everybody's like, "Where are you now, by the way?" I'm like, in Los Angeles." Like, "Oh, cool." Nobody
Yeah,
was
right.
wondering.
Well,
Like,
it's the same time zone, so it's like
yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All
But
right, that's funny.
but
That's crazy.
yeah, but many of team members were in Russia back then. It was
Yeah. So
2021.
that's your sales team
Eh,
was Russian, pretty much. Your sales team was Russian.
Um, they were Russians, but with international experience, and they were
Yeah.
also outside of Russia.
Hmm.
So yeah, the language was very
So
good.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say because it said like there's language barriers, right? So if you're
Exactly.
raising, so if you're raising from Russians, no big deal. But if you're raising from U.S. or Canadians or wherever you're raising from, obviously there's always this language barrier you have to worry about, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we hired those folks that had this experience and were outside of
Hmm.
Russia, so they
Yeah.
familiar with the culture and everything.
Yeah.
And we had this requirement: you had to have experience in say in sales in the US. This is one of
Oh,
the
okay.
requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they knew the language and everything. Yeah, and it worked super well, honestly.
Yeah.
They helped me with those reports, with blurbs for investors, blurbs for
Mhm.
connectors. So
Yeah.
I became like a Superman basically in the fundraising
That's
process.
cool. How many people
Um,
did you have end up having to have? I mean, this is a cool concept, and I don't think a lot of people use it, so it's cool.
yeah. So I had one senior guy and
Mm-hmm.
one junior manager. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
junior manager was in charge of like creating pipelines of investors. They were going to Crunchbase, to LinkedIn, searching the
Okay.
deals and everything.
Yep.
So scraping the
Mm-hmm.
data,
Yep.
like sending,
Yeah.
and so like very simple stuff. And senior guy, he was more of in charge of like what do we write when, like more of
Ah, yeah, yeah. On the
strategy and
marketing
tactics.
strategy.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. And I
Okay.
was overseeing the whole stuff. Yeah. But
Oh, okay.
and the thing is, when we were not in fundraising mode, we just switched those folks to like other like parts of
Yeah.
the business
Is
that required that
selling your
systematic
business
approach.
part. Yeah. 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 For
Exactly.
sure.
For example,
Yeah.
when we had to find producers, or
Mm-hmm.
for example, when we had to set up a support system for customers, because
Mm-hmm.
basically same story, right?
Yeah.
CRM, you have something
Yeah.
incoming, you have to process it systematically,
Yeah.
same stuff. And
So, but it's
yeah,
not just two people that were working for you. There were more people working. They were just managing the people. You had a senior and a junior person, or is it just two people that you
just the
hired?
people, just the people.
Oh, really? Oh,
Exactly. And I mean, the
wow. That,
total cost back then was around like $4,000 or $5,000 per month or something.
that's not bad. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
especially if
mean,
you try,
and
especially if you can float it for 6 months, right? So that's like 25K. And if you're raising $10 million in 6 months, you can do that.
exactly, exactly.
Like, okay, all right, I got
And,
you.
and then yeah, and then you use them.
For
You
other
use
things,
this
yeah.
like power for, yeah, for other needs, like for example, sales, right? Because
Hmm.
they're ultimate sales folks.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it works super well. Un Unfortunately, we had to sell this company in summer 2022 because
Hmm.
tech winter happened. I
Yeah.
did 170 meetings in 3 months.
Mm.
I talked to basically every active fund in Canada.
You have
So
all their emails? You should sell that sucker. You have 170 meetings with investors. That
in three
email
months.
list in 3 months, that email list is gold, dude. You should sell it. I'm saying it. I'm telling
I
you.
I had more than 500 meetings in 1 year.
Oh yeah, that's such a good email list. I'm telling you for sure. Because they actually met with you. That like seriously, I'm giving you $1 million idea, Eugene. I'm telling you, you should help people raise capital, and you already have a 500 investor list, right? That would invest in stuff, and you actually got them to have a meeting with you. That's a better list than PitchBook ever is, or Crunchbase is, or whatever,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You
Actually,
know.
it helped me. It helped me to raise capital for my second company, for my new company.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right. I'm telling you, just let me borrow it. Let me borrow it while I raise $10 million and then I'm good. I'll give it back to you. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah,
All right. Well, that's awesome. No, that's really cool for sure. That's a great approach. That's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we decided to sell the company because it was impossible to raise. Basically, I was raising
Mm-hmm.
Series A, and I then back channeled and a lot of those investors later on, just
Mm-hmm.
to figure out what was the actual reason. And
Yeah.
everybody was like, dude, we didn't even discuss it internally because it was quick commerce. That's it.
It was what?
Mhm.
It
They
was
were
quick
not even
commerce.
discussing
Oh,
quick commerce. Yeah, quick
yeah.
commerce. Hard
The
no.
whole,
It
the
doesn't
whole
matter.
engine.
Whole
Oh, I
industry, whole
see. The
business
whole,
model got canceled
oh,
basically.
I see.
Like quick
Yeah.
commerce, sorry.
Dead. Yeah.
Especially because of those folks that raised billions of dollars and
Yeah.
failed it. Because
Yeah.
I knew I knew what was happening in those companies.
Hmm.
It was, I don't know how to
I
explain it.
love
They were
when
like,
Zoom does that. You do this and it does a little
yeah, I do
like
something
thing
and they do that.
that,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I was not doing it for me. It does it for you, but not for me. I don't know. It's weird, but it just did that on the screen. All right,
Yeah,
squirrel.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Because those folks, they raised billions of dollars, and you know how they were launching new markets? Like,
Hmm.
um,
Buying other
maybe we should
companies?
launch, or shall we launch France? Yeah,
Oh,
$60
really?
million. Boom. Three
Oh my
months later,
gosh.
3 months later, um, we hired wrong people. Oh yeah, let's
Uh,
just close it.
they needed your
Minus 60 mil.
spreadsheet. They needed your spreadsheet. That's what
They
they
needed
needed.
our they needed our approach to how we run
Exactly.
operations.
Yeah, no, I
Because
know for sure.
and but
Yeah,
it
yeah. But I will tell you, I had a conversation with Daniel Cunningham. I don't know if you know him, but he started Leonardo 24/7. So it's a multifamily, it specializes in multifamily, but he was a startup. They're now at 20 million in revenue. And he was telling me, it was such a cool conversation because I was like, he goes, Amy, and I was telling him, yeah, we're trying to raise, this is where we're at, we've been bootstrapping. He goes, Amy, I know you wish you had $10 million right now. Like we all do, right? We all, I mean, it would be nice. He goes, but
mhm.
you will make better decisions along the way if you can figure out how to like just keep pushing it, keep getting it further down the train, than, getting, 10 million, 20 million. Because nobody's
Yeah,
raising that right now. He's like, nobody's getting it. He goes, but you're going to make better decisions than those people ever did because you have to. You have no choice. Right. And so
exactly.
yeah, so you get a pile full of money. It's probably your curse because you got this pile full of money. Right. And so I'm like, okay, Daniel, thank you for the encouragement. I'm like,
I completely agree with
still
you.
really
Yeah.
wish I had $10 million though, because it would be great. I do know what I'm doing with it. I promise.
You can deposit
Yeah.
nine mil, right?
Yeah, exactly. No,
Uh,
seriously, my company doesn't need that much. We need like 200K. Like, and that's what I tell everybody. It's like, I just want to keep the train moving. I'm like, I get to keep the train moving. We're going to get customers and we're going to be fine. It's just, we need that little bit to keep the train moving. And the hard part is that we're still kind of in tech winter and there's really not a whole lot of angel money out there. There's some, but there's not a whole lot, right? And
yeah.
so that's what we're facing. So now we're having to get creative and okay, all right, how do we get our customers first? Maybe we just get customers. Maybe we just do that and figure it out. Maybe we have our customers float us. I don't know, like we're just it's an
Hmm.
interesting time for sure to get really creative on how you're going to get a deal done, or how you're going to keep your
Yeah,
business moving.
and actually have an insight for you that something that we did, you just do both because
Yeah.
nobody wrote me like a $10 million check,
Yeah,
right?
I know, right? I
It
know.
was, it was you have this loop and this like loop mindset in
Mm-hmm.
pre-seed stage. I think it's crucial because you can raise 10K and out of these
Mm.
$10,000, you get more traction. You have your updates. You send the updates, and some folks that
Yeah.
thought that you won't do that you will do anything. We won't do anything. Like, hey, actually, we did something. We closed this deal because out of this 10K, let's say you hired like a sales manager for like $3,000 per month salary, and you have 3 months of sales manager
Yeah.
and you can like post your deals and hey, you go back and some
Yeah.
investors like, oh, actually, I want to put 30K and you have now $30,000. You go, you get traction and
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
this
Now I
loop.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
beginning, when you don't have first 10K, you just have to be very creative.
Yeah, exactly. It's yeah. So yeah, I mean, like tell the story about how you were creating traction. Like, so you're doing your weekly leaders. It was just anything. You threw anything out there. Like we did this, and then we did this, and then we did this,
Exactly.
right? And then it just built on itself. So I keep thinking, when I started, it's like, oh, I just have to tell them the big things. But if you look at the little things that you do, which you're doing as a founder anyway, right? Like if you partner with this person or if you get this kind of you hire somebody. I didn't even think about the hires. Like, I mean, I've hired salespeople and I've hired this person and I've hired, I have a fractional CMO
Exactly.
and CFO and I should be promoting that, right? And just that, you just don't think about it because just you're in your day and you're in the thick of it. But yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
I honestly, I was surprised as well when I discovered that everybody was so interested in it. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I closed a few deals out of somebody declining the deal, and 1 month later they're like, "Hey, dude, I read your reports. Um, Probably I made the wrong decision. Let's have another call."
Oh,
That's what
that's
happened.
awesome. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and
Yeah, yeah, for
a
sure.
very good VC from I think from Texas. Yeah, actually from Texas, I believe they're from Texas.
Yeah,
Joined us after one of these emails. So yeah,
yeah,
it worked super well,
yeah.
and it allowed me to for my new company where we create, which is Sola, we create AI employees for real estate
Mm-hmm.
companies. So I'm back in real estate game,
Mm-hmm.
and it helped me to close my pre-seed round. The whole approach and we had absolutely the same approach. Maybe there's a few tweaks here and there. We raised pre-seed round in like maybe 6 months. Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah,
It was $1.6 million pre-seed round. So
it's awesome.
relatively fast. Yeah.
When did you raise
Same.
that? Was it last year?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah. I mean, that's good because it was tech winter last year. I mean, like 2023, nobody was getting anything. So
Yeah,
obviously
especially
your approach works, right? So that's awesome.
mm, yeah. And actually, I'm using this as an argument when somebody's like, "Oh man, yeah, those 10 mils, I know. It's what was the year? 2021. Okay, doesn't matter. Like your framework doesn't that has zero makes zero
Yeah.
sense right now." I'm like,
Yeah.
not
No,
really.
if
I
they
just
know the
rate.
backstory, like seriously, that all raising $10 million in 21, even though it was easier, the what you were
Yeah,
trying to do
actually,
was
yeah,
insane. I'm
five
surprised you
five
got
hundred.
$10 million. Even in 21, people aren't stupid. Like they were just like, he's never been in quick commerce, he's never done this, he's never done that, and he still got 10 million bucks. Like that's awesome. That was super good for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of founders in this business model in quick commerce, they were very disappointed after they had to sell their companies, had to shut them down and
Yeah.
everything. Personally, I was like, I'm proud of what we built. We
Yeah.
almost got cash positive
Hmm.
stores in
Yeah.
Vancouver, which was
That's awesome.
extremely difficult. I
Yeah.
we were losing like $1, $2 per order on our Vancouver hubs. I know that
Mm.
most of the companies were losing like $30 plus per order basis.
Oh my
So
God.
in and they had more money than us, but we were
Wow.
extremely efficient, and our like team was just mind
Yeah.
blowing in terms of how they
Yeah.
performed. So I was like, I'm proud. I mean, like in 1 year, less in 10 months, we raised
Yeah.
this amount of money. We became number one in Canada. We had amazing operations, amazing brand. Everybody in
Right.
Vancouver loved us. Everybody.
Yeah. I mean, that's
And
the other thing that people don't talk about. Like it's you're running a company, right? That has to make money. If you are a extremely good operator as a company, you can getting cash flow positive is a big deal. You can't sit there and lose money for years, right? Because
exactly,
no investor is going to chase you, even if it's the greatest idea since sliced bread. Over about 5 or 6 years, if you're still losing money, then you're not a good bet anymore, right? So being able to do that quickly like that is like insane. Like that's a meteoric ride. But what you did took what a normal company in 4 to 5 years goes through. You like compressed it into 10 months, man. I mean, that's super
exactly.
cool.
And
Yeah.
that's why it was easier for me to start the second company, okay, third company, and our second startup, because I was like, I did a good job.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, we paid everybody, like all the employees and everything, which was yeah, which was very good because I've recently had few talks with folks that were building quick commerce companies from the world,
Hmm.
and they still like shocked, like even 1 year later, they're like, I don't know what to do. They're like, okay, let's keep on building. I mean, and so we started Sola relatively fast. Like next year, basically, we started building Sola in
Hmm.
2023, raise capital. Now we have, what is it, 10, 10 paying companies? Yeah, 10 paying
Yeah,
companies.
I know. All over the world too. Talk about that. I mean, like, dear
Yeah,
Lord. I mean,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
so cool. But even so, I guess you take your experience from going to Vancouver from Russia, and now you just exponentially can do it now, right? Because you're in Barcelona, you're in Dubai, you're where else are you? Singapore? Can't
Yeah,
remember.
honestly, new markets for us is like way easier right now
Yeah,
because
of
we
course
got
it.
the framework how to
Yeah.
enter, like, and we did it
Yeah.
through Zoom.
Yeah, I know, right? I know.
Through Zoom.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
that's why now when I can come to Dubai, for example, not do it over Zoom, it's like it's
Yeah.
easier. Like now it's
Yeah.
even easier.
What a bit,
Yeah. So
but the whole cultural, I mean, you're trying to, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, real estate is sold how real estate is sold, right? You still have the same kind of
it's true.
processes.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of
and you
course,
have,
like legally, it's different,
yeah,
like
different. Yeah.
culturally, slightly different. But in
Hmm.
general, you're very right. And
Yeah.
I was so happy when I discovered it, when we had Chris working in like different companies around the world. I was like,
Yeah.
actually, it's just the same process. You have leads, you do tours, you sell it, you get your
Hmm.
commission. And
Yeah. All right. Well, we haven't really told. I can't even, like, we've been talking. You thought you didn't have energy, man. We've been at this for an hour. It's awesome sauce, but we haven't really
oh,
told
really?
anybody. Yeah, we haven't really told anybody what your solution does. So we need to do that because it's pretty slick and cool, and it's awesome sauce. So tell everybody what it does.
Yeah. So at Saola, we create AI employees, digital workers that perform on average like um twice better than humans. Sorry, humans. I'm a human as well, so
Sorry.
like I should be embarrassed. Uh yes. And the first one we built was Chris AI. So Chris is an AI agent, real estate agent.
Mhm.
What he does right now, what he's capable of, replacing agents on first steps of the sales funnel, like qualifying leads, tour scheduling, property matching, consultations, all this kind of stuff. Actually, we're empowering agents to sell more because they don't have
Mhm.
to do all this routine right now. And
Mhm.
that's why actually nobody is scared. They were like, yeah, finally, I
I
don't have to do
know.
it. Perfect. So because I was an agent myself,
Mhm.
I know that is it's just so time consuming to do all this stuff.
Mhm.
So while I should be just closing deals, this is my actually my part of the job, not to sit
Mhm.
in front of laptop, for like five
Yeah.
hours doing all the CRM work and everything.
Mhm.
Um, yeah. So, and how we built Chris, actually, we had a sales team in Singapore
Mhm.
and we built it for our own usage. So it was initially it
Oh.
was an internal tool.
Mhm.
And when we launched Chris, it was 15th of September. We run 1 month experiment. We had one part of the sales team where humans do everything, and another part where Chris has the upper funnel.
Yeah.
And after 1 month, numbers shocked me because Chris outperformed our human sales team by double in terms of the conversion
Uh,
rate
that's
from incoming lead
crazy.
to qualified home buyer. So
That's crazy.
it's basically if you throw 100 leads in Chris, you're gonna get 20 home buyers as a result, qualified. And if you
Right.
throw on humans, you have 10. It's the same marketing budget.
Yeah, with the
And
same,
I
well,
didn't
probably
expect that.
less with Chris. Yeah, okay. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I didn't expect that. My
Mm.
my hope was like at least
Be
something
the
similar,
same. Yeah,
same
something the
exactly.
same. Yeah.
And then like wow, and not only that, our marketing efficiency tripled. Not only doubled because of the
Wow.
conversion rate, which is
Right.
like you have twice,
Yeah.
you increase amount of customers by double, your
Right.
efficient marketing efficiency like doubles, but it tripled because we were able to start doing cold traffic that we were not able to do before. Because
Yeah.
if I just run like a $1 per lead campaign on Facebook with all these
Right.
super cheap and cold leads, my agents will start like protesting basically.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
I'm
like
not going to
call
respond to all
100
these crazy
customers.
people. Yeah. 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 Right.
Exactly. And Chris doesn't have emotions. He has empathy. He doesn't have emotions. And I was like, okay, I'll figure it
Whatever.
out. And it's insane. And it's not only that, it's also that Chris works 24 hours a day. So
Right.
and it's mind blowing because in my company, in my sales team, we got 40 to 50% of our leads coming after hours.
Of course, because people are working. It's the same thing when I was in multifamily. I was like, okay, just put a pad on the door. Just trust they're not going to trash the unit, and we'll go check it in the morning. Just let them get in there after hours because we had contract workers, we had oil and gas workers at this one
Exactly.
place. And I'm like, they don't want to come during work hours. First of all, they
Yeah.
can't. They're trying to
Yeah.
make money. And then they want to get in there at like 7:30 at night and they want to just see what it looks like at night and because that's when they're going to be coming home. So no, I totally get you. I mean that's
Yeah.
a bulk of it. I was tied to Facebook Marketplace and answering things at 2 in the morning. I was like doing that trying to lease apartments. Like I needed Chris back
Yeah.
then. I'd be like, come on. No, I'm just kidding.
Same,
But yeah.
same, same. I remember
Yeah.
like me as an agent waking up like 9 in the morning and like going to list to my MLS and like trying to find the
Yeah.
right properties for this customer. And I was like, and at the same time, I have another customer calling me, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like, it feels like an ever ending, it's
Yeah.
never ending.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, definitely. And I was so shocked by the results. So I decided just let's just start selling Chris to other companies. Don't
Exactly.
need to sell real estate anymore because
Yeah.
we have a better opportunity here for us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so we onboarded first cohort of customers, which were 10 customers around the world because we wanted to see how it's going to work in different geographies around the world and
Right.
different use cases. So we onboarded customers from Miami, from London, Manchester,
Mm-hmm.
Dubai, Oman, Bangkok, Bali. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
as you mentioned, all over the globe.
Yep.
Um, Now we get the results of those 10
Mm-hmm.
customers. So for 9 of them, we
Mm-hmm.
either doubled from double to triple efficiency of their sales teams.
That's awesome sauce.
I'm so fascinated. I mean,
Ah,
I
that is so good. You're gonna be such a billionaire, dude. Okay, you gotta remember me when you're like,
fingers
when you're a
crossed.
billion. Yeah, exactly. No, but you will. You will. But someone's gonna come along like, then they're gonna buy you. Like, but no, but don't sell. Hold on to this sucker because I think it's because not only have you figured out this is just for real estate agents, right? Sales is an internet. I mean, it can be for any kind of sale, right? I mean, it could be for whatever. Like it doesn't really matter because if you're taking off the mundane tasks that no salesperson wants to do, I think Salesforce is going to buy you, buddy. I think that's what's happening. I'm calling it now. Salesforce is going to come by you. I'm saying, just saying
Praying
out
for it.
loud. I know. Because seriously,
That's
because it is the same process. You have a funnel, you have leads, you have to get from here to here to here to here to here through the cycle. What does it matter if you're selling a house or a car, or you're selling a fridge? Like who cares what you're selling? That is so cool. Good for you. That is awesome.
I
That's
mean,
so
right
cool.
now we are focused only on real estate because we
Hmm.
know this industry super well. We have right
Yeah.
experience, and you know how I'm approaching new customers. I'm like, hey, I sold real estate worth of $300 million. This is my sales team, and I can do a demo how my sales team works with implementing AI and everything. And everybody's like,
Hmm.
yeah, of course, I want to take a look. Like, it's such a like
Yeah.
easy to go
Yeah.
offer, and they
Oh, for sure.
see how it works in our sales team, and they're like, wow, can you do it for
Hmm.
me? Like, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
that's awesome. Yeah,
So it's
that is
we
so
have
cool.
a very high conversion rate right now from demo
Yeah.
to purchase.
Oh, for sure. I bet you do. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
so good. I'm so happy for you. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So
yeah,
you
yeah, and
said the first one was Chris. You got other
exactly.
ones. You got other ones, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, yeah,
You got other ones. You are tinkering. You're like me. I got like 4 products in my brain at all times. That's awesome.
yeah.
That's cool.
Um,
So you're gonna launch a new one
yeah,
besides
and
Chris? Is Chris gonna
probably,
have a friend?
yeah, I think a boss.
A boss? Chris is gonna have a boss.
Yep,
Ooh,
we are developing one.
interesting.
Yeah, it will be
Interesting.
AI head of sales.
Wow. Holy crap,
And
man.
I
Salesforce is
think
really going to come knocking. That's awesome.
exactly because so everyone who's in charge of sales, in my opinion, gonna have this like AI head of sales by them because it
Hmm.
will be so easier to make right decisions
Right.
when you have this person next to you because
Right.
um shall I say it or he or she because it's like it
Make it a girl. Make it a
oh
girl.
yeah
Like,
yeah
no, you have
yeah
to give it a persona. I think that's what people miss on the AI thing is we're humans. So we're going to give
exactly
it a person, like it's going to become a
exactly
person to us. We're going to build loyalty to this thing. So you have to
exactly
truly make it a persona. And I think it should be a girl just because your first one was Chris and your first one should
yeah
have been a girl too, but whatever. And then I think they all should be all girls because they we're helpful and nurturing, and if you that's the persona you want to give off, then yeah.
yeah
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I can't think of a good name though. I don't know, but I'll have to why did you
Uh,
come up with Chris, by the way? Where did Chris come from?
it's the most popular male name in Singapore.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm with
Yeah,
you.
because
All right.
originally it was built for Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah, so she will be checking all the dialects, all the leads, everything in your CRM system 24 hours a day, preparing reports, giving you insights like, hey, we're
Shut
about
up.
we are about to
That
miss this
is
deal.
cool. That is
Yeah.
so cool. That is
And
awesome.
yeah, and for example, if you want to make like a certain management decision, she will be the
Hmm.
first person, AI person you'll talk to because she will give you so many insights and
Yeah.
she will be checking work of Chris,
Interesting.
giving you insights
Yes.
again on like,
Look at
hey,
that. That is so
yeah,
cool.
so we
I
want to
think her
create
name
yeah,
should be Sharon. If I get to pick,
Sharon.
I think her name should be Sharon. I don't know why. I think you know why? Because when I was in college and I was getting hit on at a bar, that was the name I would use when I didn't want to talk to the guy later. I would rename myself Sharon. That's a squirrel story. But yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, hi, my name's Sharon. And so if I was
Yes.
on campus later, they're going, Sharon, Sharon. And I wouldn't turn around
You
because
never turn back.
I never. Yeah. There's my Sharon story, but that's probably not a good name. We come up with another name like Jill.
We'll consider it.
We'll consider Sharon.
Yeah,
That was too funny. There you
I'll
go.
pitch it this way. Yeah, to the team.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, okay, man, we could talk for hours, dude, but I gotta let you get back to your life since it's late there in Barcelona. This has been so cool. Thank you for coming on my
yeah, I
show.
enjoyed it so much.
Yeah, it's so much fun. We always have a good time chatting. It's all good. All right. Well, if there's a real estate team anywhere in the world that would like to get a hold of you so they can use Chris and then Sharon, possibly Sharon at some point, how would they get a hold of you?
Just message me on LinkedIn.
There
Eugene
you go.
Eugene Bisovka,
Oh,
Bisovka.
do I pronounce your name wrong? I've been doing it forever. You can pronounce my last name wrong too. It's fine. Bisic. Wait, say it again.
Bisovka.
Bisivka.
B Bisovka. Yeah,
Bisivka. All
exactly.
right. I'm learning Russian. Bisivka. Yeah, I'm putting the accent on the wrong syllable. Bisivka.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it makes sense. I know
Yeah.
what why. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because I'm French and I grew up in the border of Mexico, so Spanish is very second syllable unless you change the accents or whatever. But Pacifica. Okay, I got it. I won't forget it now. I might call you Eric though. So, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I rename people a lot. Well, cool. Yay. Well, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, Annie.
And
It was amazing.
yeah, and someone else should reach out so you can get Chris and Sharon from Eugene. So
Perfect.
very cool. Well, thanks for being here.
Thank you.